Hey, BrainTap Nation, welcome back to another live preview of the Wake Up OC event where we're talking about biohacking, we're talking about really health optimization, and we have one of the co-founders, one of the people who are putting this all together. He's done many things over the years, Brad Alxelrad. Brad, why don't you introduce yourself to BrainTap Nation, tell them a little bit about your background.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Dr. Porter, and to share with you all. I kind of come from the event space, come from the transformational sort of leadership space, had a podcast, produced a couple hundred live events with some of the biggest thought and business leaders in Southern California. People like Michael Gerber. I've interviewed John Assaraf, Don Miguel Ruiz of the Four Agreements, Ali Brown, you name it. That was the tribe I've been hanging out with for about 15 years. Very blessed with that. And Stephen E. Redford came to me when I started producing events a couple years ago, pre-pandemic, of course. And he had this brilliant idea to start creating monthly events, which I've done hundreds of those, and integrating sort of transformational things and transformational leadership, mindset, spirituality with biohacking and sort of marrying the two together. And what we came up with was Wake Up OC, and we've produced 6 of them. We have our event on June 4th, and it's really exciting to have Dr. Porter speak and Dr. John Parks from the O2 Health Lab in Newport Beach. Just amazing humans coming together, figuring out the most leading edge ways to propel our lives and spirits.
Right. Yeah. I know you brought together people to do with biohacking as far as their supplementation they can take, detoxing, talking about the brain. You brought together a great collection of people. And of course, if you're one of our BrainTap users, or if you're a health professional out there, we're doing a mastermind early in the day, which I put the links over in beneath the video here. You can click on that. But if you're a general user out there, somebody who's been curious about biohacking, what would you tell them about this event?
Yeah, it's we've been saying it's the perfect storm since the pandemic here, with almost all of us getting a little more focused on our health. What can we do to get our immune system up? How does the immune system work? What supplements can you take? How can you get more oxygen in the body to really heal yourself from the inside out? So what's amazing about biohacking is it's a hack. It's exactly what that is. And many people don't know the term. I think we assume, Dr. Porter, everyone knows what the term biohacking is. So at the simplest level, a hack is just a way it's a shortcut. How do we get better in all aspects of our physicality by leveraging all the tools? And BrainTap being one of them, hyperbaric chambers, hypobaric chambers, like you said, supplementation. There's brainwave technology. We have vibrational beds that sort of break up your cellular structure and can really produce more oxygen flowing through the body. Lots of things like that. Healy device, another one. I'm just looking at some of our sponsors here. But it's really an incredible way to feel better, to sleep better, to have better sex, to have more vitality in your life, to just be better overall and prevent burnout and raise your immune system, boost your immune system right now.
Right. I know that a lot of people aren't used to coming out. This is not a virtual event. This is a real event. We're going to be there in the 3D world, guys. So you can come on out in Orange County. You can actually shake hands, bump fist, whatever you're comfortable doing. We'll be there, and people will be able to share these things, right? We're going to have it set up so they can actually take a tour, kind of like the vendor hall at the big biohacking conferences. They can actually try this stuff out, right?
That's exactly right. So the way it's set up is we have a 1-hour mini expo before the speakers take the stage, and you're able to try all this stuff on and use BrainTap. You'll see some of the pictures on the website where people have the BrainTap things on, and they're deep in I'd love for you to explain that. Of course, most people know that from you, but they're all accessible there to use. We have alkaline water there to drink. We have healthy snacks for you to eat. We keep the energy really high. We keep it interactive. They're shorter talks. They're kind of more TED Talks instead of the lengthy 90-minute, that puts most of us to sleep. Just high energy all around.
Right. So this is a great event to come out. You get to a lot of the manufacturers will actually be there, or reps that you can talk to, whether you're a healing clinic or you're an end user. Some of the equipment you'll get to see here, usually you pay hundreds of dollars just to go into the clinic and try. So it's a chance to get out and do it in a no pressure situation. Tell us a little bit about Of course, most of BrainTap knows who I am. They know about the BrainTap, but tell us about the other speakers that are going to be there. John Park's going to talk about how they use the oxygen therapy, right? The biometrics in that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you bet. I just pulled his bio up here just because I don't know it off the top of my head. But basically, he's a career working with the 1984 Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee and helped grow a Southern California-based marathon from 3,000 to 25,000 participants. But he's got lots of things in Fashion Island at his center. He's got obviously the oxygen therapy, the O2 hyperbaric chambers. It looks like some other light therapies and PEMF. If you guys have ever used PEMF, pulse electric magnetic frequency, right? Magnetic field. I've done that several times. Being an ex-motocross racer, I've got some injuries, of course, and too much computer time. I kind of feel it in my neck and shoulder and all these past fun injuries. And the PEMF is really wild. It's this strong magnetic therapy that now we won't have this at the event, but it's at John's Center in Fashion Island in Newport Beach. But it goes through your body. It will seek out the pain in your body. And you can literally feel the magnets working through the toxicity and the pain and the inflammation, basically until the inflammation goes away. Like it'll stay there until the pain subsides. PEMF is incredibly powerful, so I'm excited to get back on one of those. But we also have Joquita handy. Joquita's got sort of mushroom based and derived supplements, and they're getting incredible results around depression and energy. Really, really amazing stuff. We also have Julie Christopher Juju will be there sharing a lot of her intuition and sort of a transformational energetic therapy with the group. She'll be leading us through a process to get there. Our MC, Cappy Pidwell, is a hypnotherapist. She's going to also walk us through processes. So we keep it really interactive. It's not just an event that you're being talked to or talked at. We try to keep it really involved, lots of spaciousness to interact and get to know people. It's a really fun event.
Right. Yeah. So come on out. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Tell us a little bit, Brad, about you have your website, faceyourdragon.com. And what can we learn if we go to that site? Because I posted it down below. So if people are wondering a little bit more about Brad, you can go to Face Your Dragons and see some of the people he hangs out with, some of the podcasts you've done and things like that. So tell us a little bit about what made you think about that and bring it to the public.
It's great, Patrick. So again, having produced over 200 live events similar to the one that we're attending and being, a leader in transformation for a very long time, it kind of started with, man, I know there's a better life for me. There's something bigger and better. I don't have to be sad or depressed as often or anxious or whatever it is. This is, 20 years ago, I started this path with Tony Robbins over 20 years ago. But that led me to something called the Hoffman Institute, really deep, rich work. And I became the Orange County graduate facilitator of what I know as the most profound work on the planet, the Hoffman Institute. And that was way back in 2005. But from that spawned me producing my own events, and it landed us on NBC Nightly News and PBS Television, USC News, CBC Radio, LA Times, Orange County Register. This was, 15 years ago. Caught this sort of vein that was needed in the marketplace around creation and co-creation and manifestation and healing our trauma. And what Face Your Dragon what I realized that every single coach or speaker or transformational leader or budding, new transformational leader has fears that get in the way. So I came up with these 5 dragons essentially that stop most business owners and entrepreneurs from creating the business they want. We'll either self-sabotage because of one of these 5 dragons. So essentially that's what Face Your Dragon is. It's really about understanding that fear is your friend and that you can leverage fear into your great work in the world. Like there's great power in your fear. It's this pharmacy in our brain that provides all this possibility and energy. We can leverage fight or flight to our advantage if we know how to do it. So that's it in a nutshell. But to the podcast real quickly, My first podcast guest on the Face Your Dragon podcast was Don Miguel Ruiz of the Four Agreements. You guys have probably read that or know of Miguel. I've had people like JP Sears, Gay Hendricks, Ariel Ford, who was Deepak Chopra's publicist that made Deepak who he is. Many other greats, favorites. And it's a really, really powerful place to go learn and study.
Right. One of the things for the listeners out there wondering, when we went to our first biohacking event, which was up in Beverly Hills, we were measuring people with our HRV and other devices. And we found that these guys actually, they had the best biometrics we've ever seen at a conference. I mean, we're used to going to these medical doctors conferences, and we would think that they would be really healthy. But the reality is that most of them aren't really healthy. They're not that healthy. But these guys have spent their own time, their own energy, their own money, and now they're willing to share it with you. So if biohacking kind of gets you excited, or the thought that you can kind of shortcut, is, I like the way you said that, Brad, shortcut this healing cycle, because science has proved that this works. So you can come on out and try it out. Like you said, a vending hall set up. If you're a health practitioner out there, you can also go to the link that I provided. You're welcome to come in the morning. We're doing a mastermind for health practitioners. You don't have to be a BrainTap user, but there will be a lot of BrainTap offices there, so you can see how people are using this brain-based business. So what else can you tell us, Brad, that can get people excited? I mean, I don't know what else can get, for me, this is what gets me excited, gets me up in the morning. I mean, to be able to go to this. I mean, when I went to the biohacking event, the big ones, and I've been to quite a few of them, that's like a playground for me. I mean, that's like being out there with all the kids on the playground playing the game. So what else is exciting about this that we can share?
Yeah, well, same thing, Patrick. Just to echo the speed of which these things is so great. And it's a playground. You're right. For me, it used to be the transformational. It was a lot of an inner game for a long time. How do I heal how do we heal the childhood trauma and move beyond all of our stuff? Like that was the sort of the first foray into this. And then it's transitioned into, now we've got all this cool technology that can speed it up too. Like, how awesome is that? So to me, you just come there and your mind is blown. Like, wow, I can actually, speed up this by putting these electrodes on my head and getting in brainwave technology, like with Saracet, and it's balancing the left and right hemisphere of your brain. And it's incredible. Saracet Mission Viejo, Rhonda, one of our sponsors, will be there. Just such incredible speed to transform. So who doesn't like to go faster? Why have it take years or never when we can just go in some of these devices and really speed it up? So it's a playground for me too. I'm always learning, and we've got 5G, reduced 5G effects with EMF Rocks with Justin Franson. We've just got such great sponsors that have such great things.
Right. So that's great. So you can come on out. Remember, these are all people that are going to be there. Like, if you're worried about adaptogens, which Brad talked about with the mushrooms, they're not you won't get the hallucinogens effect of mushrooms, but you're going to get the healing effect of the mushrooms. And there's so much research out there that if you're suffering from any stress, anxiety, come on out. Joquita Handy will be there. She's a wealth of information, and she'll spend the time necessary to answer your questions, communicate with you, as well as just talking to you. I mean, we just did a call earlier with the company that has the cellular rejuvenation supplement. So there's so much to offer. And remember, you just go to the website that we show on the screen right now, wakeupocevent.com. You can go there, you can get registered. All of it is only $10. So come on in, check it out. I mean, for $10, you get to meet everybody there. You get to, like they said, there's going to be the healing water is going to be there. There's foods to eat. This is a very good event. So what do you want to leave them with before we end the little talk here today?
Yeah, just excited to see you guys all there. We've last time we had our last big event was with Dr. Patrick and Mariel Hemingway. We must have had 130 people there. It was just so much fun. But now is the time, guys. We're coming out of this last year of whatever that was, right? It was so many different things for so many of us. And now it's time to sort of dust that off. And, we're getting back out in the world. It's time. So come on out and join us. Let's sort of transition into this next paradigm, whatever it is, and see what we can bring to ourselves and others.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Brad, for being part of this call, helping us to promote it. I'm going to personally, again, invite everyone from Brain Tap Nation. If you can get there, come. I'd love to talk with you, talk about your Brain Tap experience, but also just introduce you to all these wonderful people. I mean, you can't just do it all with your mind. We got to feed the body right. We got to detox the body. This is cutting edge technology. We're putting it all in one place, and we want to be out there telling people, hey, let's wake up. Let's get out in the world. Let's get our immune systems functioning again. Let's get the world back to its healing cycle instead of this fear cycle that unfortunately people have been under. So it's safe. Come on out, be with us. We're gonna be there sharing and learning together. So again, thank you, Brad, for being part of it.
Thanks, Dr. Porter. It's great to be with you today.
Bye.